everyone loves an Arcadian. You know, he brings out a lot of people who feel like they have a pretty good shot, a good fighting chance.
Oh yeah, it's the tournaments where you're just like, it's the top players that are bringing me down. I am better than the rest of the players, and it's like, all right, you gotta prove it that in the battleground. And also, I just love it because Arcadians is where you actually get to see a bunch of weird matchups too. Because usually it's like the kind of the projected paths that they'll run into people, but now all of a sudden you have to play what? Literally you have the matchup where it's at the start of Ultimate where it's PT Joker, or another weird one where it's like gonna involve Peach Luigi, except one of them is getting a lot of RNG. I saw a bomb and a Stitch face. You know, that's kind of the name of the draw. But damn, Floppy Fail and Reed, a number 2 seed, clashing with the number 10 and top 32. Holy wow. The other commentators, they went through a whole ass marathon.
They certainly did, but looks like we're getting some information from chat that this is not Floppy Fail and Reed. Like, I'm not sure. So it looks like Noodle. We got the DK
Noodle
coming in. So I get the feeling, yep, it's gonna be DK Plant. Now you talked about some weird matchups, Wolfie. Well, good call, because, like, yeah, when are you going to see this ever? And it feels like, yes, these are definitely characters that the top players would be justifiably getting down. In fact, we can see exactly why, because Noodle, a prodigal figure, knowing how to do it, is seeded first in this this tournament. So is seeded to win the whole shebang. And this plant might be the bastion standing in the way right now.
Hell yeah. And plenty of ways to just kind of exploit out DK's well-known, very exploitable recovery. So that's like another thing that you kind of have to worry about, which makes DK, you know, one of those characters that can just be really unstable in the bracket setting. It like doesn't matter how good you are. Like you see Chunky Kong, but all of a sudden they just run to that one matchup where it's just like, damn, it's like a whole uphill battle where you can just make 0 to none mistakes and on. What a good way to kind of start it off with a nice little 1-2 confirm. For me, realizing a good DK is how much movement they use using the down special.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, DK has some really quick buttons and some really laggy ones, but it's like the same thing that you have with like Cloud. It's like he has that mix-up ability. We have this armor coming through on the neutral B, and we got the movement mixed up as well with B reverses of the down B. But look at that, you're looking for the stem extension, you're not gonna get it, but you're gonna get an up air that's just not gonna catch that kill. But the Patooey coming in yet again. We're getting great DI from Noodle, and this time there's no way you're gonna survive that. That side B is gonna be able to be really nice.
Honestly, really well done by both players. That was like a really disciplined, great recovery on the DK's end, but a classic ding-dong percentages. I'm telling y'all, stop taking DK to PS2. You guys are saying, oh, PS2 is the comfort stage. No. DK players, they love it. They're relying on your honor system while they play a very honor-less character with different kind of mechanics, and that's one way to kind of keep it going on, but look at that.
Yeah, honestly, we're consistently using the Giant Punch now to barrel through the Patooey on ledge. And again, the armor options are numerous for DK. We can obviously see multiple options to get around that Patooey. It's been a big use for Sentinel. He's been using it a lot, but looks like that's going to be, caught by the down B again. Falling down B is such a great option for DK. And it feels like there's not enough up air opportunities or anti-aerial opportunities for Sentinel right now.
And the coaches are already popping up. And that's like kind of the cool part about this one. This is where, if you're one of the arcade players, you can have someone else coach you, which is a very important thing. You guys get to see why mid-set coaching is a very controversial thing to allow or even just kind of have on there, because having that mid-set adaptation is kind of a showing of a player, but a coach having a different perspective, different kind of pressures is what makes them so damn key. Right. And especially in this one, because Noodle, seed number 1, this is a big hill.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, of course, Sentinel getting coached right now by Pawn Master, it looks like. This is going to be the Young Link that we all know. The PR Young Link is ineligible to be playing in this Arcadian, so is giving the lower seed. This is one swinging at the king, you know, giving him the tools he needs. This is going to be really crucial here because we did see a lot of like great interactions between Sentinel and Noodle in the last game, but right now we're taking to a longer stage in Town and City. This is going to give a little bit more leverage for Sentinel to just try to zone, use the zoning tools that Plant does have here.
Exactly, and when it switches to FD mode, you don't have to worry about just those platform interactions, because we're seeing how many times Noodle's just kind of going for it with all these little shenanigans and utilizing the up B, the spin around, getting so much damage out of that. And it felt like, I don't know, I'm usually so used to seeing people mash so fast out of grabs. It just feels like, you know, Sentinel is just happily going along in that kind of cargo throw.
But it looks like Sentinel is also kind of delaying some of his recovery options. He doesn't want to immediately go with the up B because he knows a spike is going to be covering that ledge, trying to catch one of those early options. But Noodle going to be use the armored up B on ground to be able to barrel through. And again, just like use all of these great lasting tools, the lingering options that will sweep up Sentinel, bring him right off that close blast zone on the side. So right now, as you can see, Sentinel trying to gain some more advantages here, but I feel like a lot of this is just like the anti-aerial Patui. Some of this stuff, Noodle can just jump around, and we just go from one side of the stage to the other. It's a couple piecemeal hits here in neutral, so we gotta get something more lasting here.
Yeah, I mean, cross-country sent to the left and right, trying to recover on back. Great coverage, finally, with the checkmate scenario. And honestly, you kind of need that you need that confidence booster, because I feel like Noodle is just playing without a care. Like how many times they're just gonna keep on just approaching with the aerial down special and just fearlessly just moving on forward. Sentinel has to make it so that Noodle has to second guess, because I mean, DK, one of the worst disadvantages in the game for a damn good reason. The hard part is getting them there, because how well this DK is playing. Noodle is playing so well, so confident, and look at that. Turning it off
dribbling it upwards against the wall. That's so crazy. It's just trying to bait Noodle into doing something crazy, but it's not going to work here. Noodle is so good at following up on Sentinel's movement. The fast falls are followed up, like he's right there behind him. But even then, Sentinel stays alive, 103, and we're keeping this as competitive as we can, Wolfie. This is like dead even, but we have two heavy characters that could stay alive even here on Town and City for a little bit longer.
Even though it's been how many years, I still forget Plant is a heavy character. Very giant question mark, especially when you literally see the size difference in DK and Plant. But can't match out of that one in time. So it's going to be Noodle able to finally take that stock, but an instant trade back. That's crucial for Sentinel. We'll have to see if that momentum can continue on forward, but thank goodness it did not trip, because that would be a world of hurt afterwards.
Yeah, trip can create a lot of unfortunate scenarios, and you want to keep this gentle lead that you've got going. You know, we use that last little bit of the Angel platform invulnerability to get that kill here with the Patui, but now we've got to do more, because 96, again, it's still early for DK, and now a cargo throw could lead to a dangerous situation off stage, and again, the follow-up, but this time, Sentinel gets by. It's crucial
too, and a nice little confirm, able to get it out there. That was a really scary scramble on the left side, but it's just Noodle's ability just kind of, I mean, I would say kind of keep control, but all Noodle really did was just 3 times reverse aerial down B and just waiting for one to get it confirmed.
Yeah, and a lot of times he just kind of like wanted to see if he could set up one of those checkmate situations where you do get a small hit on Plant off stage. And even though the vertical range of the up special from Plant is good and can get you back from really far, again, all it takes is a back air. And especially on a stage like Town and City for Game 2, it was really important. But yeah, the finish to Game 1 was pretty nasty as well. Noodle, it feels like that kind of stuff is so textbook for DKs that Sentinel's just got to be ready for that kind of stuff. You know, in this matchup, this is just the inevitable.
Yeah, DKs are inevitable and kind of makes them like a scary X factor within the matches. But it was what I still love seeing from Sentinel is that the first 2 stocks were like super, like would just lose it out, but instantly would just strike back immediately. It just felt like the momentum got a little too strong on Noodle's end near the end, because of like the scramble was actually able to survive, which was crazy, by the way, because like how many checkmate, you know, like positions, you know, Plant can put you into. But definitely when the fair hit, I panicked. I can feel Sentinel panic as well, but look at Noodle, 3 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna keep going for it. And again, like, you know, Sentinel, I think just got too tunnel vision into thinking about what their game plan was, and we're seeing the writing on the wall, which was Noodle's gonna be fishing for this. And of course, like if a DK is gonna fish for something, I'd say they have a pretty good accuracy. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna get that. They're gonna get that one way or another, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, they always seem to get that trip when it matters the most.